G'day there guys, CJ the Pineapple Drummer aka Modus from Chaosis here, and today I did want to go over a little bit of the next chapter of what had happened with the masks and costumes and all that stuff. And lo and behold, I moved away from Nuclear Vision and then moved on to Disgust. And we made the call pretty early on before we even actively started doing anything, was that this is going to go back to being a masked band, because they had started that before I had joined. So anyway, being very inexperienced still with masks and all of that, I was like, well, okay, let me see what I can find. And I think I saw on Wish it was literally just a normal mask, painted black with like little spray paint bits of red. It was so cheap, and then it just had the LED strips. So it was the Purge mask essentially, and that thing sucks to wear live. You're starting to see the recurring theme here. The only reason it sucked is there was no breathing space. So it was fine when we shot the music video. I was like, oh, this is great. All I have to do is a couple of takes and it's fine. The thing that started to suck with it was literally when I would suck in air on stage. So we played our first few shows with them, and I barely got through them, and I literally would have to pull it out to breathe because there was just no breathing space whatsoever. There was no hole for air to come out of. So literally, I remember there was a show at the Woolly Mammoth, and it was like Awaken Time, Void Matter, us, and I think Hollowed Doubt. I think there was another one. I think it was Seven Enemies, I think. And it just sucked so bad. I ripped the thing off about 2 or 3 songs left to go in this set. I remember Luke from Void Matter was just like, put your mask back on. He was screaming at me. I'm like, not happening, buddy. So thank you. But then outside of that, we had to move forward onto our next video, and that was the mask I used for the resurfaced video. The next one that I did end up using after that was this one right here, which did use at not Sci-Fest. A couple before we did. But, ta-da! Which I thought was really cool. This was an awesome present from Bones that I really liked. And believe it or not, this was probably the most comfortable one to wear and the most easiest one to wear when you play. So the best part about it is when I would put it on, as you can see, it just fits perfectly. There's a great big hole here for air to come out, and it just latches onto my face like so easily. So it's really comfortable to play in, and still surprisingly like quite clean considering all the black stuff that we would put on our face, but that's what it looks like on the inside after a while. So yeah, it was super nice, it was super good, and an awesome present as kind of like a welcome to Disgust kind of a thing. So yeah, I'll always hold on to this mask. It's got some really treasured memories. Especially playing this the first time we played. We did our first 2 Cairns trips with this mask, and a couple of other shows as well. It was just really comfy mask to wear. But Bones also had a pig mask, and eventually what I wanted to do was move into my own character and my own element. So I got thinking, and then I was like, it could be like a Japanese ninja thing. I could have like a robe on. I was looking at like different Japanese style masks, and what came onto it was visually my favorite mask that I think I've ever had was the Oni mask, which just looked so freaking cool. The only problem with the Oni mask, they weren't custom made to suit your face, so it was like a one size fits all, and it was just a fraction too short on the bottom here and a fraction too short on the top, so it would dig into here, and you would see my skin from here up. Then you could see everything else here. So the outfit I actually wore was a black shirt. It was like a 3/4 sleeve kind of a thing, and then I had gi pants on, which for anyone who hasn't worn them are ridiculously flexible and comfortable. Just no pockets is the only problem, but very comfy, except for the mask, because the other problem with the mask was it weighed close to 2 kilos. I did measure it, and it weighed close to 2 kilos on my face. And the strap wasn't that strong to lock it in on your face, so I kind of was restricted in not really being able to do much apart from like tiny little head movements, and that was about it. But it looked so cool, and that was the one we ended up using for the Chronic clip, whereas in this one we used for Cutthroat. So it was kind of a different theme per video that we were kind of doing. So the Oni mask now is actually in a good friend of mine's hands in New York called Lloyd, plays in a band called Burn Like Stars. And yeah, I sent it to him because he was like, yo, send me some Disgust merch, and I was like, I'll do you one better. So I sent it to him, and I know he still has it next to his PC setup and all of that, so super stoked that I could get that to him, and I hope he's still enjoying it. But outside of that, then we move to the next mask, which I will leave to as being part 4. So take care guys, have a good one.